It's been 1 week since floodwaters rushed into district dogs, and in the past 90 minutes, D.C. officials released transcripts from that frantic 911 series of calls that first came in. A timeline shows it took 23 minutes between that first call and when first responders arrived and entered the building. Our Rafael Sanchez Cruz has been covering this story for a full week now. And Rafa, what are these D.C. officials saying about that 23-minute response time and why it took them so long?
Well, Leslie, if we were expecting some kind of apology or admission of a mistake that was made, we did not get that tonight. And as you mentioned, it's been a week and we finally got those 911 transcripts. I have these 4 pages in my hand, and I'm gonna walk you through what they say happened. So at 5:06, the first call is made from a district dogs manager who was in Montgomery County. She was watching everything unfold through a camera. She tells the call taker that it's flooding horribly and that the walls have given out. It's not until 5:20 that the first responders that are there responding to the stranded motorist identify that there's an issue at district dogs. That's 14 minutes later. By 5:22, dispatch finally notifies DC Fire and EMS of the situation at district dogs. Now that's 16 minutes from the first call. By 5:29, rescuers finally make it inside the business. That's 23 minutes after the first call. Now you might be wondering what took so long, what happened? Well, the director of DC Unified Communications, Heather McGaffin, said during a closed door meeting with the press that her call takers took down all the information accurately. However, she did admit that a dispatcher was misspeaking by describing the incident as a water leak. McGaffin and DC Fire Chief John Donnelly said that dispatchers did not elevate the gravity of that call, which would have allowed rescuers to respond quicker. The OUC director did not admit to her staff making any mistakes, and when asked if the dispatcher would be disciplined for his or her actions, this is what she had to say.
If it's a first error, then we are going back to training. We're trying to identify problem. We're trying to correct performance. If that person is not responsive to performance, then I have decisions to make, and I make them. And they're not the easiest decisions to make, but I do it for the greater good of our agency and every single person who relies on our system every single day.
What we know is that dispatcher is still working on the job today and taking calls. Now, what's going to change moving forward? The code for the flood is now going to be used as a building collapsing to relate the situation that they were living a week ago inside of district dogs. That's one of the changes that's going to happen now. This is still an ongoing investigation. I'm live at the Wilson Building. Rafael Sanchez Cruz, WUSA 9.
There are so many changes that have to come from this awful, awful day. All right, thank you, Rafa. And you can expect us to continue to follow this story. For updates anytime, download our free WUSA 9 app.